y'all, it's Shannon again. I am going to show you how I did the Colormelt, which I think some of you have seen pictures of. A lot of stylists are doing this, and I've just started doing it, and I love it. So I choose, of course I start in the back, but I'm going to pick a darker shade, and then a medium one, and then I have lightener. And some of you might do highlights wet on wet, which is a little bit scary, but it works. So here's how I start. It's usually in the back, but I'm going to just show you on the side here so you can get the idea. And this poor girl needs some Olaplex. It's very sad. Anyway, so I'm going to use the darker shade at the root. I like to keep it a little bit lighter around the face. So how I bring the darker shade down is just coming down a little bit this way, leaving some of that lighter around her face. I'm going to use a medium shade right in here. And I'll do this all the way up. So now here I'm using my medium shade. I'm using some reds. It's just what I had. And then I just bring it all the way down, kind of melting those two colors in. Now if you want to keep ends really light, a lot of times I wouldn't bring the color all the way through, but this one I'm going to bring the color all the way through because I want it to kind of have that tone. So this is how I do it. Work with your fingers. I usually do the whole head, and then at the end I go back and just apply lightener at the very end. It will turn kind of some funky shades, but it works. And that's just kind of how I do it. I usually stay with my client and I just work with my fingers, kind of just bringing the colors together. I'll go around the whole head and just keep kind of applying that lightener on the ends. And with time, it turns a funky color, but as it processes, you'll start seeing it. And then just kind of watch it so that it gets where you want it. It's a really pretty way to do color. I've really enjoyed it. I take kind of about, sections about like that. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to be precise in where you're putting the color, but just kind of think about placement and where you want to see it land. Where you want to see dark, every now and then I'll bring it down a little lower and then take the medium shade. Sometimes I'll bring the medium shade or the darker shade a little bit lower here and then go in with that medium shade. And it just makes for a pretty, you can even kind of see it here, how you can see that darker and then into the lighter. But then also, I can't stress enough, you want that kind of pop around their face. So at least that's how I like to do it. So you can try different things, play around with it. Again, I usually kind of go through the whole head with one color, then I come back and do that second color, and then I add the lightener at the end. On just, if it's layered hair, you want to kind of go through and do all the little ends of the layers so that it has that kind of lightness and that pop all through the hair. You can see this one's already lightening up. But to keep that line from happening, you just want to keep kind of blending it in. So anyway, I hope that kind of gives you an idea of something new to do if you haven't tried this. It's been around a while, but I just tried it myself recently, so I just really love the result. And it's actually a pretty quick process if you're doing work in the salon and you're kind of shorter on time, but you want to create that kind of ombre or, that softer kind of look. It really works. So hopefully that helps, and have fun coloring.